Great.
Nice jacket, man.
Oh, thank you. Well, yours as well.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Is it brown? Yeah, something like
I would say it's like chocolate. And I mean, I really was like wondering what you might wear because I've seen all the interview prior to this one, and I just had a discussion outside. What is it that you're gonna wear for this kind of movie? Because it's a movie, so you have to be kind of a professional. But at the same time, it's a movie which seems to be demographically more like for a younger crowd. Would you agree? Because I feel this must be a failure, this movie, because I felt so much more entertained with the sequel than the first one. So I feel like if I'm entertained, then the younger crowd might be disappointed. Or how do you see that?
I think the idea was to broaden it generally, and I think what Robert's done is maintain the elements of the first movie in terms of its appeal and the kind of key narrative elements, but the idea was to broaden it generally, like as you say, kind of make it more adult as well, and make it just embrace the fact that it's an action film as well. There's a spectacle movie.
Yeah, but also as a German, I'm always very jealous of you Brits because you just manage somehow just to appear in American movies and just like also to copy that American accent that you wouldn't tell that you were British. Even just when I saw the interview, I was like, what, he's British?
Oh, cool.
So, but how was it working with a German director? Is it that, was he strict? Is it that he said like, I have to be efficient?
Yeah.
Now show emotions? Now? Or
Yeah.
how was it?
No, actually, I kind of thought there might have been a bit of that, but he's very... No, he's not like that at all. He's very chilled. He likes his cigars. Yeah, exactly. Maybe he's not. Maybe he was lying. No, there's an efficiency there, definitely. But no, he's quite connected to the characters, but he also has a strong idea of what he wants to do in terms of the world and in terms of the narrative. And I think he wanted to make it more, more fun as well. Push the kind of entertainment factor as well.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm not a big reader, I have to admit that. Even the phone book seems to be a challenge for me. So I wonder, like, this is actually coming from the Divergent trilogies. So when you talk about a movie, is there anything that you can surprise, like, vivid readers? Because I thought, like, some readers were kind of, like, not so happy about a lot of details missing in the first part.
All right.
But is there anything that you could, do you feel like they're going to be surprised when they're going to see that movie?
Yes. I mean, on one hand, there are elements that are going to be lost because it's kind of impossible, isn't it, to convert a book page for page to a film. But I think what Robert's done again, and we were all cognizant about, was kind of servicing all the characters. So, for example, Peter, played by März Teller, has a great storyline, and it has its own payoff. So does Ansel, so does Jai. So what we've done is managed to kind of delve into all the characters a little bit deeper than we did on the first book, the first film. Sorry, yeah.
Because I also said at the press conference, Mackay saying something that he didn't really know how this character will develop because this is a book. But then again, the books have already been written down. So as an actor, where is like the moment of surprise for you? Because you pretty much know where this whole thing will end up.
Yeah, well, I haven't read the third book because I didn't want to kind of inform myself. I didn't want to give too much information about things that happen in the future for a character because that can inform your decisions that you make, in the first films. But what I guess the element of surprise is once you've read the material, once you've done a bit of research, once you've kind of thought about the character enough, the surprise elements are when you start filming and the character kind of starts forming itself because it kind of happens unconsciously. And sometimes, you're in parallel with the character that was written in the book, but sometimes you might discover things that are different or new. So they're the kind of fun moments, really.
Well, and finally, as my last question, you're giving me signs here. For you as an actor, I mean, there's kind of a danger now that you will be typecast for some matter, because, I mean, I have to admit it, I mean, nothing but you are a handsome man. So I understand that not only girls, also women will be like, oh yeah, he's so cute, I like to see him. Don't you fear that this might be also have an influence as you as an actor, that perhaps you're just going to be, in the future, just be typecast? Are you kind of afraid, or do you fear that?
It's definitely something you need to think about. I mean, as you say, if you play a character more than once, if you end up playing a character 4 times, you're kind of known in some circles for just that. So it's not a fear thing, but you just have to be aware of it. So yeah, when you do the other jobs in between, you have to kind of steer away from things that may be similar to that. There's sometimes the easier choices, and try and look for stuff which is very different, because otherwise, as you say, in terms of, I still feel very new to this. I'm still learning myself. If you want to have it as a long-term career in terms of longevity, you need to choose things that are very different. Otherwise, yeah, you don't want to become just one thing.
But the end, just saying, what I loved at the press conference was your quote saying like, well, Naomi Watts plays my mother, which is kind of difficult because she's kind of a babe. That was a good one. Thank you so much.
Thanks.